Hi, everyone, and welcome to round two of the Integrity Racing Show. Sorry for the technical difficulties there as we got the show started the last time. The X-Plane on my computer wanted to fire up because somebody hit the button. So we apologize for that, but we're back for round two. We're joined by Jacob Fife, the owner and administrator of the Integrity Racing Show, and also the special guest for tonight's episode that I'm sure everyone is looking forward to reaching out to is Alan Roll. So we do have the live chat up and running if you are able to transfer open or over. So if you have any questions for Alan, you can put those in chat and we'll shoot them Alan's direction. But Alan, first of all, thank you for joining us. The reigning, I believe, two-time Integrity Racing Show or Integrity Racing League most popular driver. It's got to be a privilege and honor to sit here in your presence tonight, and thank you for joining us.
Well, first of all, you should know it's two-time and hopefully three-time.
Soon to be
But yes, and it will be three, but that shouldn't be a problem because it happens every year. So yes, you get the presence of get my humble presence. Yes, there we go.
All right, Alan, you've made some news this week in the Integrity Racing League due to your underfunded team in the Integrity Racing League, and so we actually do have a photo here of what your racing setup looked like. About 19 feet away from the computer. I'm not sure what kind of wheel. What kind of wheel is that? That's actually a decent wheel. Roll. What are you riding with
That's
there?
V2, and I let Papa Fife use my LG27.
Okay, so a decent wheel there. What exactly is that wheel mounted to?
A desk I found for $5 on the side of the road.
Okay. All right. Wait a minute.
and the plot thickens.
Wait a minute. All right. So we haven't gotten into this yet. Did I just hear you say that you paid $5 for something you found on the side of the
No,
road?
no. Well, it was on. It was a garage sale. Okay.
Okay.
It's instant to tie in the sponsorship. Okay, but it was $5 at someone's house, but on the road, not on the side of the road.
Okay. So there we have it. All right. Let's dig a little bit deeper into the setup here. So we've got a mouse. I'm not sure where the keyboard is, but
It's on the side of the chair.
okay. So estimate for us, because the camera doesn't show us depth. Estimate for us how far away the chair is from the computer monitor at this point.
I did the very simple use your feet to count, and it was 6 feet, I guess, from where my pedals were.
Okay, so 72 inches away from your monitor. All right, and it looks like we're about 6 inches offset to the left. Now, what's the purpose behind that?
I just used my eyes and turned the monitor the best I could since the wheel's mounted to the desk.
Okay, so Alan, it's got to be a challenge driving with that. Were you able to see cars moving around, or what was that like driving on that type of setup?
I thought my driving was terrible, but the only time it really sucked bad was when someone would stop in front of me and then I'd hit the brakes a little too late and then lock them up and slide into them. And uses Gentle's favorite thing. I plowed several people.
Okay.
I'm a very dirty driver.
Okay, Jacob, me and you were talking before the show. A lot of people thought that Alan was one of the maybe not more talented drivers, but me and you have kind of agreed. Driving on that setup and doing what he was doing, getting the car around the track, was pretty impressive.
That I have a couple things. First of all, that takes talent to do it like that. Second of all, what I'm trying to figure out is he's got like a $350 wheel on a $5 table, looking at a $100 monitor from 6 feet away. That's quite the combination there. So yeah, I personally think it takes talent to do that because I know if I had my monitor basically the length of my body and some away from me, then I might have a little bit of a difficulty trying to get around the track. But that's just me. So yeah, that takes talent. So hopefully it gets back on track and is able to do a whole lot better now that we're now that he's got the monitor a little closer to him, which I think he can turn the camera around and show us how vast improved his situation is now.
Yes,
It's
this
like
is
a
the
big reveal. Yeah.
yes,
All
this
right,
is
Alan,
the
let's see the new setup there. Yeah,
okay,
let's do
this is
that.
the Blasio Touch right here because he said to find something, so I did. Okay, so now the monitor is like right there, and it's
All right, as
right
we look
there,
into the void of.
styrofoam. And there's my keyboard. My keyboard, if you want to know, is like right there beside me on the chair.
Wait a minute, wait. Is that a Yeti? Is that a Yeti? Do you have a Yeti?
Yes,
I,
someone
I
stole it.
personally, wait. I personally want you to pan around and see if you have 28 water bottles on your floor like Todd does.
No, but the office is just damn it.
We
No,
just
see,
killed a
there's my-
dog, everyone. All right, we do have a question from it looks like Brad Patton in the live stream wants to know: did you just clean the room up in advance of the show, or does it always look this tidy?
No, it's pretty bad. It resembles your water bottle filled office time.
Should I give everyone a tour of what we've got going on here in my
No,
house?
if you want to see what my
Yeah.
router is sitting on top of, I'll show you that too. It's sitting on top of a broken router.
All right, I'll give yeah. Go ahead and get your camera ready, Alan. Since we're doing house tours, I'll give everyone a tour of what's going on at the Thomas household. So we'll take the camera here. My mouse sits on. There's my cell phone, by the way. My mouse and my button box sits on top of a NASCAR book. NASCAR yesterday and today that my mom gave me, and it's now basically a mouse pad. So yeah, I've got the triple monitors here as we look into the void, look into the future there. There's Alan's mug again. So
My eyes.
yeah, there's my my pile of wires. There's the confetti from last year's Michigan celebration, still
Hey.
there. As I try to give everybody else a look here, we've got the bed with the box, the twin bed with no mattress, no bed skirting. We've got all these water bottles and everything down here. I can't get all of them in the shot, unfortunately. There's about 80 water bottles there. Some pool floats, about 3 different pool floats for whenever the wife and I will want to go floating down the river. Then there's I don't know what the hell's on that table over there, like a bunch of styrofoam. And then I also have this TV right here. Everybody was making fun of my fourth monitor. Man, I thought this was genius. Like I put the Braves game on this. I mean, you can kind of see where I sit. Put the Braves game on this and watch hockey, whatever I want to do. So yeah, Guillermo makes a comment that this has gone a year without cleaning. I think that's probably on the low side. As I put the camera back, I believe the last time this room was actually cleaned was before the wife and I went on our vacation in July of last year, and I'll probably clean it before this year's vacation. So so you've got that room cleaned up, and we got to see what you're driving now. Tell us, have you noticed a noticeable change in what you could see around the racetrack, and has it made you any faster in the last 2 races?
It may have cost me my MPD for this year because apparently last race I think I made everybody mad, one person mad from every team, so it definitely made it harder to pass me. Yeah, it's definitely helped me with I guess perception better, especially when wrecks. I don't plow into people now, so.
Okay. You're the most popular driver in the Integrity Racing Show. Fix my webcam back again. Most popular driver. Everybody, enjoys racing with you each week. Tell us how you got started in sim racing and in the Integrity Racing Show, and what you've enjoyed most about the league.
I started out probably with everybody else playing Gran Turismo, and I tried to emulate some of that driving when I first started driving. That was pretty terrible. But but I just did that, and then I had tried to do the Air Force, and it didn't exactly work out. So my dad had retired, so I just decided to come back here and help them out. And I guess I got on 2011, and then did a lot of official stuff, and then I found a league that is actually a race team, Fine Line Racing, and started there. And luckily Jacob was there, and that I got kicked out of that league once, then got brought back, and then when I got brought back, the first race I got brought back, I wrecked the admin, and he got pretty upset. So Jacob started his own thing, and then gave me a three race probation, and then ever since then I've raced with Jacob. So, and the thing I like about a league is it's just a kind of like, I guess, a virtual version of Cheers. You know, we all get mad at each other, and but it's one or two times a week that everybody can have a good time. So, and a lot of us can't afford to drive race cars like Jacob can. So,
Yes, we all know that Jacob is very rich.
Yes,
So
yes,
let's go ahead
well,
and recap the race from Michigan. I think, and we'll talk to Alan a little bit later about a special sponsorship announcement that we've got coming up that I'm sure he's very pleased about. So let's go ahead and recap the race at Michigan from Monday night. Matt Busa, shocker, is the big winner on Monday night. Leads the race high, 55 laps. Actually, a little bit of a different race strategy. I think Christian maybe was as fast as Busa, if not a little bit faster. But Christian chose to go with the 3-pit strategy instead of the 2-pit strategy, and it just didn't work out for him. So Matt Busa finishes first and gets his third or fourth win of the year. I'm not exactly sure. Caleb Eisenhower, a strong run there in second, 6 seconds back. Joe Slama finishes third, a good top 3 finish for Joe, and only his third Cup race back with the Integrity Racing League, I believe. Brad Patton, a strong running in fourth. Christian Challoner, again, leads the 3-stop strategies in fifth. Andrew Fayesh, Nick Ward, Guillermo Alvarez, Brandon Coppinger, and Jason K. Miller round out the top 10. But the big story on Monday night was the cautions. There were none. And Jacob, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we had a good race last night. Obviously, with 0 cautions, it makes for good racing for the most part. It gives pit strategy an opportunity to come into play. And obviously, that was the case, as you alluded to earlier going through the results. I think Busa and Christian were rather even, at least during the early part of the race. I watched the broadcast last night and this morning, and it was very good racing. But you can tell the difference between the 2-stop guys and the 3-stop guys, and it made a difference in the end. I don't think Christian had enough to get back up through the field. Unluckily for me, the one time we had no cautions is the one time I managed to mess up myself and Chris Schitzler and put us both in the wall to where we had a lot of damage to fix. So we weren't in the running for the race, sadly. But all in all, like I said, it was a good race. It's more usually what we expect in general. Obviously, cautions will happen, so it's not like we expect caution-free races every week. But we will take it when we can get it, and we'll move on next week to another caution-free race at Sonoma.
All right, so we're going to get back-to-back weeks in the Integrity Racing League with no cautions. Alan, I junked my car. Jacob junked his car. Did you junk your car?
No, but both me and Nil missed our pit road entrance, and of course it's my fault because I was falling. It's Nil's fault actually because he missed it and I started behind him, so then I missed mine too, and then I almost backed into somebody. They probably got scared to death, and then I finished 31st. So it was fun. I mean, the screen definitely helped. I was able to hang out in the top 20, and then I almost wrecked Chris Challengers, or however you say his name.
It would be Challoner.
Yes,
but tell us about the rest of the race.
I kind of got mad at him, and he wouldn't let me by, and I threw the car in the corner and cut in front of him and almost wrecked him. So, and our wonderful broadcast mentioned that, but they didn't show it. So I'm sure it was interesting, and I'm sure he had a lot to say about that too.
All right, Christian's a very gracious driver. I'm sure he didn't mind one bit. So let's go ahead and update everyone on the team challenge. We haven't talked about the team challenge in a little bit, so let's go ahead and show that to everyone and where we stand. Lockdown Orange has a 50-point lead over the rest of the field despite not having won a single race. As you can tell, this entirety of the challenge is pretty much completely consistency. So even without a win, they've jumped out to a 50-point lead. Even though From the Rear Racing has 9 wins, a pretty dominating performance for them so far this year. They're only 6th in the standings. So Two to Green is in second with 3 wins and 43 points back. Triple Six Motorsports is 50 points back. One Up Motorsports 76 points, and then Integrity Racing Team is in the top 5. Jacob, you guys have got some work to do if you want to try to get that team challenge this year.
Yeah, we've had some good runs here and there. I know. I want to say it was after Kansas, or it might have been a little later in the year. We got up to 3rd or 4th. It's just I'm not holding up my end of the bargain, to be perfectly honest. And we'll have some guys who have some good finishes, but we'll have a couple here and there who have some not so great finishes. So it's a balance, really, and like you mentioned, it's about consistency. So that's something I have to work on. The past 2 weeks, I finished below 30th, so that definitely doesn't help. And when you have, Brandon Kirkman's been running well, Hudson's been running well the past couple weeks here and there, and Dunn usually always runs well. So, well, I think we'll come around, and we'll be definitely in the hunt to get in the podium there. But one of the lockdown, I think it's Lockdown Orange, definitely has a good lead there in that respect.
All right, so that kind of wraps up our look through the Cup Series. We'll update everybody on the Chase standings and the rookie standings next week. But we do want to go ahead and let everyone know about a special promotion that's taking place next week. As I understand it, Alan, you're actually the sponsor for next week, but you allowed Jacob to name it. So are you excited to be the sponsor for next week's race, Alan?
Well, yes, I'm excited because it's a road course, and Jacob probably got a little help from his dad because I can a lot of times guess his password. So Jacob, if you came up with it on your complete own, then I like thumbs up on for you if you came up with it yourself. So I didn't know if you were going to do one and your dad was going to do another one, and we could see who had the best creative name or what. But definitely good job on coming up with something, because you can almost guess your passwords at the for the locked in.
All right, well, today I learned that Alan Roll is a computer hacker and he hacks people's passwords. But Jacob, Alan is the sponsor for next week, but as I understand it, he allowed you and the rest of the Fife clan to come up with the race name and sponsorship. So go ahead and let everybody in the league know what we're going to race next Monday night.
All right, so we're going to have a little fun this week. As some of you already know, as far as the name goes, next week's race name will be the Alan Rolls Institute of English and Grammar Studies 500K. You can thank Papa Fife for that. When you go to the Alan Roll Institute of English and Grammar Skills, you can find out, you too can learn the art of making people wonder what WTH is he actually talking about. If you're having trouble ordering the alphabet in nonsensical terms, we can help with that. So for just $100 in 6 weeks, you too can have all your friends pulling their hair out, trying to figure out why or what you're saying. And it's only $2 a day, by the way. I did the math for you, so you don't have to. But what we're going to do is, during the course of the week, we're going to have some different role-related things come out, and some of them are interactive, some of them are not. For example, at some point tomorrow, we'll have a poll up, and you'll get to guess which statement is an Alan Roll statement. We'll have one that's something that Alan Roll has actually said at some point in time during his time here in Integrity Racing, and then we'll have a statement that is complete utter gibberish, and you'll have to figure out which one is his. It may be both of them, it may be one. You'll have to figure that out. Then on another day, we'll have an ad for Alan Roll's Institute of English and Grammar Studies, so please be on the lookout for that. And we're working on that as we speak. And then for those of you who have been here for a while, back to the aforementioned Fine Line days, we are resurrecting the Alan Roll biography, McDonald's biography. So for those of you who remember it, it'll bring back fond memories. For those of you who weren't around, get ready to laugh your rear end off. And we're going to add some stuff to it to bring it up to date for current times. So those are just a few of the things that we'll be doing during this week. So you'll have stuff to look forward to on Facebook and other social media platforms. And then obviously the race will be Monday night, and we're going to have some fun this week. But in all seriousness, I do appreciate Alan sponsoring both road course races and helping the league out so we can do the things that we need to do within the league. So I really do appreciate that part of it. But we're going to have some fun with it. And Alan doesn't know what's coming, but he's aware that we're going to poke a little fun out of him. He's a good sport about that, so I appreciate it.
Everyone needs laughter, so and I provide that. Not intentionally, but it happens. So,
all right, Alan, you've kind of heard for the first time some of the things that are coming out. Are you encouraging everyone in the league to run a spam?
I was hoping,
something spam related on Monday night at the race.
No. I was hoping that maybe one of the painters out there could come up with some funny decals or a funny spam car, or I'm also doing MPD. Come on, so do have fun with that, but make sure it says vote for me on it. I don't care how you make you can mess it up really well, but you can run a spam car. You can do a big decal that's just funny, that doesn't make any sense. Because these new broadcasters, we need to bring them in proper. Last week we did a good job with the paint. So now we really gotta, they don't know how horrible I was when I was typing and stuff. So we gotta give them, especially on our road course, we want them even more confused. So I can't paint apparently because last week I tried to do it in an hour, and what I did 3 years ago didn't work. So I can't paint anything. So maybe one of the painters can volunteer.
All right, Alan, and you said you wanted to show everyone that your typing has gotten a little bit better as of late, and why the typing has gotten better from you.
At the Route Institute, you got to prove yourself first. So what they do is they find really, really, really bad tablets that we buy. We buy them super cheap, like almost we shouldn't even buy them, but we just buy them super, super cheap, and they look like this. So once you have to use this, and it partially works. So once you master this, then you graduate to a keyboard you can plug into it. But because our institute is so cheap, you can't get rid of this. You have to deal with the crack screen and the tape. So
$100 a day or $100 for 6 weeks doesn't go very far. So
no, not at our school.
All right, so I guess that covers it with Alan Roll. That was a lot of information that we wanted to get into. But let's actually, before we kind of wrap things up and look forward to next week, we also want to give some love to the Truck Series, which just got done racing tonight. Matthew Wright, number 2, gets the victory tonight. Leading 58 laps, Caleb Eisenhower leads a race-high 99, but comes up 6 seconds short. James Hudson finishes 3rd. Jacob Fife is the first car 1 lap down and finishes 4th despite causing a caution and then nearly bringing out another one. Danny Holloway finishes 5th. Alan Pajari in the Truck Series tonight. I haven't seen him out there in a few weeks. Nick Zotner finishes 7th. Brian Terry 8th. Alan Roll with a top 10 there in 9th. And Chuck Sweeting finishes 10th. So, guys, I wasn't able to take a stab at the race tonight. Alan, tell us a little bit about the truck race and how it worked out from your perspective.
Oh, it worked out well. I missed the start because I was playing with something in the replay and zoned out. So I missed the start. Luckily, some other people wrecked before me. So big surprise. I thought I would have gone at least a lap down. So got my lot back. And then
what were you? Well, you have to say what you were playing with while everybody else was gridding.
Oh, okay. The graphic settings and the shader crap. I thought it made it look prettier.
With the filters from the new build.
Yes, and I didn't realize that it was for after the race, so I missed the start. And then I spun out, and I somehow finished 9th. So,
all right, and Jacob, you were the first car one lap down, but your struggles continue a little bit here in the Truck Series.
Yeah, I actually had a really fast car tonight, so I was enjoying that part
Or
of
truck.
it. Or truck, yeah. Which, well, it's the same for both series. So, it ends in me wrecking something. So, it doesn't matter what vehicle it is at this point. But I actually had a very fast truck tonight. I was enjoying working my way through the field, and we had just stopped for tires. I think I pitted around lap 110 or so, and had run about 10 or 15 laps, and I think was actually faster than Matt Wright, who was in the lead at the time, and just coming off a two, just looped it around and hit the inside wall. And luckily that time I didn't bring out a caution, but I was able to limp it home to fourth. And then there was earlier in the race, I basically did the same thing. That the first time I looped it around and didn't hit anything, luckily. But it's just, all of a sudden coming off a two each time, you expect it to do one thing, and then all of a sudden it pops out, and around she goes. But I was able to recover. Got a top 5 out of it, but really, if my cards were played right, I think I had a good enough truck to compete for the win, at least get a podium finish. But with the way, with hitting the wall, not long after that second pit stop, I kind of said goodbye to that. So, but all in all, other than the first 40 laps or so where we had a rash of cautions, from I believe lap 40 on, we were green flag racing, and had some good racing at different points as well with different drivers. So I think still having decent racing all in all in the Truck Series. Just hopefully get some more guys out there. We'd love to have everybody out there racing with the Truck Series, because it's a lot of fun. It's definitely a lot more relaxed than the Cup Series that we run on Monday nights.
All right, let's get everyone a little bit as soon as the screen picks up here. Let's go ahead and let everybody know where we stand on the truck standings. James Hudson maintains his points lead, about 26 points lead over Guillermo Alvarez in second. Actually, a little bit of separation since last week, I believe. Jacob Fife stays in third. He's about 37 points back of the points leader. Matthew Wright jumps a couple of spots up to fourth after his third win of the season. But still about 122 points back. But with those 3 wins, he's going to be somebody to contend with in the chase. Lance Gentles drops a spot to fifth in the standings. Brian Terry moves up to sixth. Randy Fayas drops a couple points after a tough race tonight in seventh. Brendan Kohler in eighth, despite only making 7 races. If you win 4 of them, that's what happens. Josh Buckley in ninth, and then Cody Smith rounds out your top 10. But it's time to look forward as we begin to close out the show. Next week, the Cup cars will go to Sonoma for the Allen Roll. I forget the sponsorship name. You're going to have to give it to us.
Learning to speak and spell and type.
Yeah, those things. No, the Allen Rolls Institute of English and Grammar Studies 500K.
All right, so we're going to go racing that thing Monday night at Sonoma. So we're going to turn left and right with no cautions. Alan, are you good at Sonoma? Jacob's laughing already, so
I'm gonna practice a lot, but he's pretty hard admin. He would not turn on the driving line. I'm slow as shit. Oops.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
I'm slow as crap, and you guys don't even need it. But I pleaded. I was like, dude, I'm sponsoring 2 races, please, for me. It helps me. Green means go, red means stop. And he will not put it in there. So I don't know. Yakes gets extra 7 laps. I just want the little colored line so I don't run over somebody, but he won't budge. So I just hope I hope I don't kill the car and don't have multiple rowlings with people where no one's mad. So if I can keep it to maybe 1 round, I'll be happy.
All right, so that's the goal for Monday night. Is Alan's only going to Allen roll 1 person? So Jacob, that gives you something to look forward to besides some good racing, hopefully on Monday night.
Yeah, the fact that he said rowlings just gave me a new idea for this week. But anyway, we'll save that for later. I look forward to the road courses actually, and it should be a good race. I know there are definitely some very talented road course racers in the league. So I'll be looking forward to that. Hopefully, I can get out of here with the top 10 as far as that's concerned. But it's going to take a lot of patience and a lot of car control because Sonoma is always very slick, for lack of a better word. And it's 45 laps. It's going to need some patience and should be a lot of fun.
All right, so it's going to be interesting to see how that goes, as Nick Ward would say. Last year there was a little bit of strategy about whether you go one stop or two stop. The word on the street is this year you're going to want to go one stop, so you're going to want to make it 27 whole laps around that place, 22 laps, before you have to pit. So it should be a good race, and hopefully we'll see everybody there Monday night at Sonoma. And I actually don't know where the trucks are going next, Jacob, so tell us about that.
We're going to be in Kentucky next week. We're going to do, I believe it's 120, 105, something like that. But we'll be in Kentucky next week. It'll be under the lights once again. For those who are asking, it's 45 laps, I believe, at Sonoma. But we'll be at Kentucky next Tuesday night, and then we'll have an off week. So I hope everybody's able to come out for that. It should be Kentucky's usually a fun racetrack to go out and race on. So I hope we have a good group that comes out for that, and it's one race closer to the chase for both series, and things will start to tighten up here over the next few weeks. So definitely a lot to look forward to as we get through our summer swing.
All right, so thank you for joining us for tonight's show. I know it wasn't the most polished show in the history of the world, but we had a little bit of fun. So we hope you had a little bit of fun watching as well. So thanks for joining us. We'll be back next Tuesday night after the trucks race at Kentucky. We'll recap the Allen Roll Institute of English and Grammar Studies 500K.
Very good.
As well as, yes, I'm a professional, as well as the truck race at Kentucky. So we'll see you back here next Tuesday night for a recap. So thanks for joining us and have a good night.
Later.